Good morning, Oklahoma, and welcome to CowCalf Corner. I'm Mark Johnson, and it's the time of year in Oklahoma to keep heat stress in mind, particularly heat stress that can occur in cow-calf production systems. Now, the typical cow-calf production system in Oklahoma has got some advantages relative to heat stress as opposed to what we might see in feedlot situations. Typically, those cows are out on pasture. They're going to have more sources of shade. In a lot of cases, they're going to have access to a pond that they might even stand in for certain parts of the day that helps them with a little bit of evaporative cooling. But as the temperatures go up, certain things we want to keep in mind relative to cow-calf producers and avoiding heat stress. If we get to the point that we see cows actually doing open mouth breathing, we know we're dealing with heat stress. Anytime that we see night temperatures not getting to 70 or below, we know we're going to be in situations where cows are going to have a hard time offloading heat that builds up as a result of grazing and digestive activity through the course of the day. And anytime we're above 85 degrees for a high, we're potentially going to see cows that get heat stress. So what are some things we can do keeping that in mind? Following up on last week's theme, we want to keep an abundant supply of fresh, clean water out for our cows and for our calves. Furthermore, in addition to just knowing we've got enough of a fresh supply of clean water out for them, if we're actually talking about some sort of an automatic waterer, if we can get a shade over that to actually keep that water a little bit cooler, it works to our advantage. If we've got to work cows, move cows at this time of year, it is best to start that activity at about daylight and try to get it done in the morning hours of the day. As I mentioned earlier, typically cows' body temperature is going to increase through the course of a day. If our daily high occurs at somewhere around 4 p.m. and we've seen cows grazing through the morning, that heat that results as a result of digesting fiber is going to continue to build body temperature for another 4 to 6 hours past that. So we want to avoid working cows later in the day, avoid working them in the evening. Try to work cows, if at all possible, in the morning hours this time of year. So some things to keep in mind in addition: provide shade if we can. If we've got a source of shade for cows, let's be cautious about where we stack hay relative to that. If we're building a shade, let's think about where it sets relative to, say, tall standing forage that might block airflow, because we want to create as much airflow through those shaded areas as possible. A little higher shade permits airflow going along over the top of the cows as opposed to something that sets a little too low. Hope this helps. All these things to keep in mind as we try to prevent heat stress and keep our cow herds as healthy and productive as possible this time of year. Thanks for joining us this week.